The following is a presentation of iRacing on PTR TV. We'd like to thank all of our channel partners for their support. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
Whatever you drive, however you drive. AMSOIL specially engineers lubricants to maximize power, performance, and protection in your vehicles, so you can work hard and play hard with confidence.
The last great Coliseum, Bristol, Tennessee. Thunder Valley, also known as Fighter Jets in a Cereal Bowl. I think DW once said in the mid-2000s, the 30-plus degrees of banking, the half-mile of concrete, leads to side-by-side racing, heated tempers, and a lot of carnage. We wind ourselves down to the playoffs here, and let's see what will happen and who can put themselves in a good position to run for a championship. Welcome everybody to PTR TV for today's race. It is the Triple Bypass Racing League round number 11, a special event here, Brad, and I'll let you take it away for our viewers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's the Corgi Airstrike 200. I know the thumbnail has one, but this is the Corgi Airstrike 200, the 2 and Who. Now, if you are not familiar with Triple Bypass Racing, the Corgi Airstrike Corporation is, of course, a great group of guys in the background that involve many different drivers, but it all centers around that doggone dog, Ryan Hyatt. So we have the Corgi Airstrike 200 going through tonight. Big shout out to Matt Harmon for allowing the Corgis to hijack a night here. We'll pay him back with a night later, but just know that there's a lot of fun afoot. Some burgers, some hot dogs have been sent. I also know that a Chase Elliott jacket was sent to one not fan of Chase Elliott, which I think is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, you can't stop the dogs. That's all you got to know. I'm so excited for tonight.
Yeah, so we'll have some special liveries here, as I think some of our fans prefer us to use here on the channel. But again, we are, on a serious note, we are getting closer to the playoffs, and after round number 10, this is where things stand. 3 drivers locked in, Emmett Bradley and Steve McClendon, all with wins here on the season. Anybody marked in yellow currently is in the cut line, and then beyond that, everybody will have to race their way in or just get a win and you're in. You can see those drivers denoted there. So as we take a look at the point standings, Harmon, Wu, you can see Naj, you can see Tex, Dylan Freeman, Ward, a bunch of drivers who will have to have some good runs here. But qualifying has basically run its course here, and I just have to check here, Brett. I don't think we have enough time to do our little race recap, but something tells me we're going to have a couple yellows here that we can play it later on in the broadcast.
Yeah, I know you raced Thursday night, Corey.
Yeah, I did. I finished second. And so the affiliate league to Triple Bypass, which is the LOL Racing League, a lot from admin and basically partner league under a different name. I won, and then I finished second. I didn't deserve it. I kind of just fell in my lap. But either way, broadcasters can race. The stigma is not accurate.
I mean, you can race. I'm not going to claim that, but I mean, we of course have to have somebody in the booth that can race somewhat. That seems to be a rule if you're covering ovals, is that one of your commentators, broadcasters have to know how to race, and it's not me. So, I mean, I guess you get to fit the bill. Congratulations, though. I know Thursday night was wild, and I know some people are interested to see what happens tonight. Non-legally binding, we might be giving away a PS5 if there's 0 cautions. However, we know that that is probably not going to happen, so I feel very comfortable saying that.
Yeah,
and it's not my PS5.
Yeah, I need to keep it for NASCAR 25 coming out, so hopefully that doesn't happen. But either way, different strategies will come up. Of course, the next-gen drives different than the Xfinity car, so we saw a lot of bottom lane running for about half the run, and then once the tires wore, everyone went to the top. I know the next-gen drives a lot differently, and we've seen the physics updates come into play, and that has thrown off a lot of drivers with how they will run. But it is now time to head down trackside, give you that PTR TV Corgi Airstrike 200 starting lineup here at Thunder Valley. Jeremy Brown from Appomattox, Virginia, gonna lead things down with Brad Kress. It's a Virginia, row number 1. Pericini coming out of the woodwork here to race in row number 3 along with Sean Bradley. I had some good running with him on Thursday. Jared Jackson in 5th. The boss man Al Corey going to be in the 6th position. 7th finds Mr. Benson, Jason R. Benson. The R stands for, we'll figure that out. Corner of the Joshua variety in 8th. And then we have Herzog and Jeff Slaughter in 10th.
From there we go P11, Matthew Robinson and Marty Rogers in 12th place here to his outside. Mike Weeda P13 and Ben Harcum with the Corgi Airstrike Dr. Pepper car in P14. From there we're going to go 15th, Steve McClendon and Elton Woo running a Sonic car in P16. 17th we'll find Dylan Freeman with Michael Hopkins P18 with Twisty Bits Racing. Timothy O'Connor P19. The O stands for oh gosh, you're in 19th. And 20th will be Matthew Harmon.
He's the one that gave up his sponsorship in allowance of today's race. Kyle Dewey, do what? He races from 21st. Ryan Hyatt, the Corgi Airstrike Corporation leader himself, hometown race for him evidently in 22nd. Text, our league sponsor, in 23rd. Derek Catt, meow, from the 24th spot. Daniel Williams in 25th. I will say he ran a bluey car along with me on Thursday. Not a bluey car here today, but he is in 25th. Michael Seymour in 26th. And that be all, folks. The last starting position. Our race track, I mean, it's Bristol. We know it. It's an oval. I don't know what that is on the back straightaway. The pits are clearly messed up here on the telemetry end, but that is Bristol Motor Speedway. A little bit different from a running perspective. We will be running 2 pit roads here. Bristol, of course, has different ways you can run it. There's 2 individual pit lanes. You can kind of merge the 2 and have one really long one, or you can run with 2 separate pit lanes. And to my knowledge, a few drivers will be starting and having to pit on the back straightaway. So we'll see if anything comes from that over the course of the race.
I think it'll be interesting to kind of just watch how they handle that going through. And then I think what's going to be really sort of interesting to watch is just going to be how everyone handles 200 laps here. Smaller field, all things considered, here for tonight. But I know that things have been crazy this week here with Bristol. Stage at lap 75, 3 sets of tires, and 80% fuel load coming in. So we should have a pretty interesting race on our hands as they come around towards the restart zone here, Corey.
Exactly. Here the case coming off turn number 2. You'll see that back straightaway pits. I don't know why the pit stalls didn't render back there, but I know there's about 4 or 5 drivers that will have to pit back there, which in the real world used to be a massive disadvantage. Not something that we see too much on the sim, so we'll see if that has any effect. But Jeremy Brown going to lead things down here today, and let's see what he can do from the front row. I just did a refresh. His paint might be a little outdated, but I'll let that slide. Into the Echo Park restart zone. Barney's going to wave it. He's going to get him racing here from Bristol.
Pretty clean start here, all things considered. Jeremy Brown already getting the runaway here on Brad Kress with Sean Bradley in 3rd. Pericini there in that number 24 will be running 4th place, continuing along. They come out of turn number 4. Everybody keeping it together here, 2x2 through the back, but up front it is Brown, Kress, Bradley, Pericini, and Jackson. Top 5 settling it into single foul here for the long run.
We'll see how it is. And from what I witnessed on Thursday in the Xfinity vehicles, you basically wanted to run the bottom for about, I'd say, the first 30 laps of a run. Once those tires started to wear, you moved up the track at Bristol with that progressive banking. We do actually have 3 tiers of banking here on iRacing, which is a little outdated, but is what it is. So you'll feel in each lane of the racetrack a different degree of banking, and that can help you with your race car over the course of a run. Benson in the 42, getting by the boss man, Al Corey. I wrecked him on Thursday. You saw the replay. I think you're on my side, but either way, apologies for that, Seth, as he's in the 8th spot.
Or he's just casually, trying to assert dominance as a driver and prove that broadcasters can drive while wrecking the boss. I mean, it's such a great combo to have here. That was a big wiggle there going through. I was getting ready to go and say that Bristol is a very demanding track in terms of mental and physical run here. I mean, you really don't get a lot of time to sort of relax. And this is probably, again, while we're racing in a sim here going through as we watch the Avril Lavigne number 31 there on the high line, I was going to say this is probably one of our more mentally demanding tracks to run through. His cars are continuing just to tap that outside wall here.
Yeah, I can say that as Tex with the big struggle and takes out the 87 of Seymour in the process. My PS5 no longer up for grabs. We are under caution.
We got to see that one live, but let's pull a replay of that one here going through. And it looked like the car just came out from under him going around out, and he caught it, and then it just came right back up.
Yep, it just bit, and Seymour just really nothing he could do. We'll just get a quick perspective of that. Replays here at Bristol are murderous here from a technicals perspective, but on board with Seymour. And you can see he got loose, and what was he going to do? He had to guess. Was he either going to go straight or was he going to stay up down the track? Either way, we are under the caution flag.
When you're running a sub 15-second lap here, again, you kind of look through and the question becomes, how quickly can you react in the straightaway as your one moment of sort of reprieve to breathe there for a second before you sling it right back into a corner. So, if you're Seymour, for that moment, you probably were, you could have been blinking, rubbing your eyes, looking down, anything. There's no reaction time to be had there. I kind of feel bad, all things considered, but hopefully he'll be able to get that car back out pretty quick here, even though any caution time, any time in the pits is just detrimental, whether it's under caution or under green here in Bristol.
Yeah, they do have that one fast repair, but I did have some damage to fix over the course of my race, and I would struggle to say you can't really get much more repaired here than, I would say, 20 seconds of damage at one caution. So you do have to really prioritize and try to deal with whatever you can deal with in terms of that race car. And you don't want to get that fast repair taken too early, because you never know what's going to happen later in the race. So with 3 sets of tires, too early to contemplate changing anything, but we'll see what happens. Restarts, Brad, always difficult here at Bristol for the second place driver. So Brad Kress, he is going to have to really be on his game here, because otherwise he might get freight trained by the drivers on the inside.
Yeah, being on the outside line is never preferred at Bristol on a restart. Second place, fourth place, etc. Every other even number back. I never like being on the outside here at Bristol going through, because it is just such a tricky way to run. Usually, if I was restarting in second in the rare instance, I usually got passed by third and sometimes by fifth, just depending on where things were. So I'm interested to sort of see how Parasini on the outside there and how Brad Kress, both of those cars on the outside, handle as they go through. Sean Bradley, that 77 to the inside, but Jeremy Brown will bring us through the Echo Park restart zone. And we're back green, lap 14 of 200.
Indeed the case here, lap 14, and on board with the 42 of Jason Benson there, and he's stuck to the inside of the racetrack, gets himself clear. Parasini down to the inside, getting underneath. the number 12, and around goes the 12 into turn number 1, and we ain't done yet.
We are not done yet. Robinson, I think, also getting mixed up in that. There's the 51 of McClendon going through. So it looked like from that angle that Parasini was also involved a little bit. I'm not sure. Let's see. Parasini drops to the inside of the 12, comes around off the exit, and
I mean, good job by everybody else in that instance to evade that. We'll get one more look at it just because we do like dissecting things a little bit more than we need to. That's just our forte here. I guess it could go either way. We'll leave it there. When I'm ambiguous, that usually means I don't want to say my real thought. So
I was going to say, you could call that some way or another. I'm not going to be the one to make the call on that one. So I think what really caught me off guard was that we had more wrecks behind that, though. But again, that's just the nature of Bristol. Such a small track. I mean, you're running sub 15-second laps here. And depending on how things go, it just kind of becomes, sort of a roll of the dice. And by the time you can break it down, if the guy behind you isn't breaking it down, like there's nothing you can do. As Tex Nichols will benefit from a second caution here and get a lap back, which is one of the nice things about Bristol is you can get laps back really quick, depending on how things go.
Yeah. Tex is now 1 lap down. Seymour 5 laps down. So if this race completely goes up and down on its head, and he might not be out of it himself here, but second caution, 18 laps in. I wouldn't. This kind of race, Brad, gets very difficult from a driver to call, because ultimately you never know how many more cautions that there's going to be. And you don't know when to pit, because sometimes you'll pit and then they magically will run green to the end. But if you don't pit on the wrong time, then you're completely screwed. So it's really hard to call whether this is going to be a cluster and, pick your strategy.
Yeah, and it's in those sort of situations, Corey, I think my general decision is go with the masses. Obviously, if you're up front, you kind of can't make the sort of judgment call off of others. You sort of set the tone, but for anyone really third place back, and the decision I think I would have is just follow what the leader does. If the leader says, hey, this caution I'm pitting, I'd go ahead and pit with him. If the leader says, no, I'm staying out here, I'd probably stay out here unless you're really desperate for fuel or tires. But I mean, it's a gamble either way when you're in the last great Coliseum, and things work out how they need to work out as we come through the Echo Park restart zone. Go back green, and Jeremy Brown again with a great jump off the start there, as Sean Bradley will go inside. Outside, Brad Kress, side by side, they come out of 2 going through, and let's just kind of see how this dials up here as the leaders are already trying to sort it single file.
Yeah, trying to get themselves sorted out here as best they can, and just behind that I see the number 16, Josh Corner, around. And speaking of the corner, we're wrecking.
Oh! It looked like they had saved that. And then Benson, if I'm not mistaken, who has some burgers to grill up after this run, compliments of the Corgis. It looks like got involved in that one as well. See if we can catch. So that was him and the 57.
Yeah, Herzog, yep.
And then so Herzog tapped Benson, and then I thought Benson saved it. And then when Benson came back to the 51 of McClendon through, and then he got into the 34 of Robinson, and it kind of just, Bristol did Bristol things from there.
Yep, and that will throw us under the caution. So under this caution, because I don't see any pit stops, we will, let me make sure that I am queued up appropriately for it. But we do have our race recap from last race at Indianapolis. And if it runs long, we'll go into a brief little side-by-side. But let's go show you what happened last race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
On July 13th, 2025, the Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series took on Indianapolis Motor Speedway for an 85-lap showdown under ominous skies. With 5 different leaders and 5 lead changes, the race was wide open, and 12 cautions slowed the field for 36 laps, constantly reshuffling the order. The Indiana Thunder 85 was sponsored by Dominic Zanobi and broadcast by our friends at Primetime Racing TV. Thank you, Dom. Steve McClendon, driving car 51, emerged victorious after starting 4th. McClendon led 35 laps, and his precision on restarts and quick pace through traffic helped him earn a well-deserved win. Brad Kress in car 9 stayed in the hunt after starting 6th. He grabbed 2nd place, just 0.3 seconds back of McClendon, and led 9 laps. He recorded the fastest lap of the race at 52.6 seconds. Pole sitter Sean Bradley, driving car 77, led 18 laps and battled through the multiple cautions and a mid-race incident to claim 3rd place, finishing 1.6 seconds behind the leader. Elton Wu brought it home 4th with a clean effort after climbing from 22nd, and Keaton Crothers rounded out the top 5, following a steady run and smart work during the restarts. Congratulations to Steve McClendon on his 2nd win of the season. We'll be seeing him in the playoffs. We hope you enjoyed this Triple Bypass Nichols Oil Pros Series recap. We'll see you next time.
And we're back for a restart there. You may have seen on our side-by-side picture that we did call for single file. Well, we didn't call. Admin called for single file restarts, and gets the field a little bit more spread out and sometimes facilitates some cleaner racing, as we have a side-by-side battle for the 2nd spot. Move Sean Bradley up. Bradley was very competitive in the Xfinity car. Bristol, obviously a track that he quite fancies, does pretty well at. Here comes Parasini to the inside of Wida. Again, Wida is someone that I battled with in New Hampshire in the Truck Series. So again, learning some of these guys at a driver level as well as a commentary level here.
Yeah, it's one of the fun things with Triple Bypass is that you can jump in and run with these guys through the week, broadcast them, race with them, you know, have a lot of interactions and really get to know sort of their racing style, what they like to do, what they don't like to do, how they run, how they don't run, who likes Dr. Pepper, who likes Corgis, who doesn't like a Corgi, and just how, you know, everyone interacts. They're a great group to hang out with here as they go through. Ben Harcum, the 2025 iRacing Daytona 24 winner in his Daytona 24 split as he ran. Great driver. And of course, the Dr. Pepper advisor for the Corgi Airstrike Corporation as we go through. Battles brewing all over the place, I'll say here as we continue along. Is
Benson's Burger Bonanza.
Hyatt. That is the Corgi himself.
I'm just learning here, folks. I'm just along for the ride, quite literally and figuratively here. We got the Matt and Matt show, 11th and 12th. Robinson ahead and Harmon behind. Harmon, I think, just put himself in the fence there, so a little bit of work to be had. Going a little bit further up, and you have the 24 again with the Wida. Again, the struggle in the pass here at Bristol, not an easy feat. And it looks like that outside lane starting to come in a little bit earlier than even I expected, but just ahead of that corner. So maybe, just maybe, see this here at Bristol, Brad. You set picks almost like you're, doing a pick and roll at a basketball play. Sometimes you could pick the lane of the slower car and make a pass that way.
Yeah, and whenever you can get that done, it feels really, really good as we watch here as Parasini's going down the inside. Parasini with the wiggle, and Parasini into the inside wall. Holds it down off the apron, though, and it looks like is going to stay off the track here. Whips it around, gets going, and Parasini will go laps down here, but I think fortunate to stay off the racing surface, and we stay green.
We actually are under caution now, but let's just take a look at what caused that spin. He washed up the track, and yeah, just a self spin on corner exit.
Yeah, and that's been kind of the struggle with these guys for these cars, is that these cars, the Cup cars specifically, really like to snap in the setup. It seems like they just
something else happened to instigate that, or if that was just an admin caution, but I don't see anything else.
I didn't see anything.
I'm trying to just follow him and see if now the caution had thrown itself either way. So we don't know if that was the cause or if there was a separate incident, not fully aware. But back to live footage and lap 40 here on the board, and nobody within the top 15 or so has been to pit lane yet. And we're closing in on that lap where I would say a pit stop wouldn't hurt, as Parasini, is he getting the free pass even though, yeah, so something else must have happened. I don't have any back end triggers, but
and I'm not seeing anything on my side either, so
something else must have happened, because he was given the free pass, which he wouldn't have been if the incident was of his doing from a iRacing admin perspective. So confuzzlement either way, but we are doing math here. 20% distance, and the Corgi Airstrike 200 sort of will eventually be brought to you by Matt Harmon. Let's just gotta encapsulate everybody into that. I did see somebody heading into the pits. That's just Parasini there on the front stretch.
yeah. And as they go through here, I'm gonna be honest. If I'm a driver, I'm probably running this thing to the stage break before I worry about pitting.
75. Completely forgot about that.
Yeah, with the way this is going, I'm just running this to the stage break. I don't see a reason to not at this point.
Yeah, I completely just forgot that there was a stage. So there goes my any sort of pit decisions. That would have been a completely waste. The only thing that would, I guess, change that is if we get another caution, maybe at like 60, 65, somewhere in that ballpark, and then maybe you can flip the stage for track position. That could be something, but of course that would take a external factor to facilitate that. But looks like we're still going to be doing a single file restart coming to lap number 42 here, triple bypass here on PTR TV. Jeremy Brown has led all of the laps, but someone who has been Bristol fancying this week, Sean Bradley, second place. Second place on a single file restart means he's going to have a better chance at getting a quality jump, but actually he still will not. Brown gets a 3/10 jump off the whole shot.
Great jump there from Jeremy Brown to get going. So as he goes through, we continue to watch and see him with Sean Bradley there, just looking down the inside, single file, the name of the game, and kind of helps keep things going as these two have already pulled out 3/4 of a second on Brad Kress in third, who is trying to just sort of keep things together behind.
Well, third place, and then first side by side is Herzog in that bright yellow car, try to close in on Jeff Slaughter. I feel as though Slaughter has something on his front hood, something. Oh yeah, he is a part of the Airstrike movement here. But yeah, Slaughter in that number 88 try to hold off. And who is that behind? We have, is that Mr. Ben Harcum try to move to the inside. And if I had to tell you which line was the one to be at, I couldn't tell you there. Kyle Dewey leaving the pits 12 laps down.
Yeah, and for those of you wondering where Slaughter plays in on all of Slaughter is Raptor's Lord and Savior, is how he is known in the Corgi Corp as they go through. He, of course, makes all of the paint schemes and runs through. Just going to send it, bub. That is such a Jeff Slaughter thing. If you've interacted with Jeff Slaughter outside of the sim here, as McClendon is still trying to get a pass through. Herzog and Harcum behind, still trying to run through. Further back here, great battles continuing along here. That number 10 of Michael Hopkins continuing to try to just pull back forward, and just behind Hopkins there is going to be running through Timothy O'Connor, and I don't have an answer for the O. Brown and Bradley up front.
Yep, the B stands for, I guess we get two middle initials here to figure out, Brad. We got the B in Brown and the F in Bradley. And I'll say with the F in Bradley, is first place because he is trying to get it. We saw Jeremy Brown hit the wall, trying to rip that high side here, and dirty air certainly a thing here on iRacing. So trying to get that clean air on the nose, going to the low side. The only negative to that is the low side has less banking, so you struggle with that, but you get that bite And here he comes to the inside. Can he get enough of a run? He can. Can he do a send it move? He cannot. But looks like scraping the fence is still Brown to that outside lane. And a little wiggle for Bradley, and he'll have to pull back in line.
Sean Bradley looking really good there, trying to stay in the mix. Got to be careful coming off of that low line exiting, Corey. As you know, that front end of that nose, you can feel a lot further forward than you actually are, and you got to watch that front to rear end contact going through here around the exits of Bristol as we go back into side-by-side action that's developed further back in the field here. And man, guys are loving to tap the wall.
Well, that was more of I'd say that was more of a tap. That was an affectionate embrace, and we are not at a Coldplay concert here, but Weeda having some contact with the wall.
Aww.
And who is that? The 16 of corner. That is not the corner that you want to run. Something is going on with that 16. He is on struggle street right now, losing spots and losing stability, but all seems to be recovered.
Great heads-up driving there from Ben Harkham to be paying attention enough to kind of jump up mid-corner and avoid that going through as corner just trying to hold on there. Up front, no. Sean Bradley. Never mind. No, I was going to say he's gotten past, but Jeremy Brown's internet has done like the head of HR at Astronomer and has hid the face and disappeared.
Lols. The memes are just, depending where you are in the country. I mean, we've had local companies doing memes. It's just hysterical here. Luckily, we'll just drop that because I don't want to get myself in trouble. But either way, this is very difficult for Sean Bradley because how do you raise? This is the view out of Sean Bradley. Let's even go one step further on board with that number 77. Okay, he's there. He's there. Of course, he's not going to blink because we're on board watching him. That would just be too logical.
Well, yeah, what do you expect? Come on now. The minute we catch something and we want to see it live, it's not going to happen here. But I can already tell Sean Bradley's backed off, though. I mean, just from that onboard, he's backed off a little bit from Brown and kind of said, okay, I don't want to get myself into
Come on! I changed the camera! Do it! Come on! Okay. And now we're under caution. So I didn't even get my point out. I was working on my thought. And Jeff Slaughter, he was also engaging Christmas tree mode and blinking there. What happened to the slot-mobile? He done turned right.
That's a weird right-hand snap.
Now, is that a hardware? Whoa! And the 10, it's not the go bowling at Bristol, but Michael Hopkins tried to. Let's see what happened.
Let's see here. So Slaughter coming through, and he's left.
Yeah, and that must have been some kind of a hardware failure there. And then Hopkins for 3.
Jeez.
Well, let's just go one more perspective on that, just to see what kind of reaction time the 10 may or may not have had. You know, people said that they didn't. People said, because Brad and I weren't here last week, and they said that there was moments that normally would have been roasted that our pal Howie and Patrick didn't roast. Boy, Hopkins, you had the reaction time of a senior citizen doing a 911 call there, buddy.
I'm just, man, that was
even for Bristol. For Bristol,
yes.
I gotta scale it here, but bro, that's like NASCAR pulling the caution trigger there at Chicago with that level of reflexes there. So, love you, buddy, but got to do it.
I mean, we have to call it like we see it. That's kind of what we're here for, right? It's call it like we see it, and
wait, Brad. What did I say about 20 laps ago? I said a caution around 63 could allow you to flip the stage and get track position because the stage is at 75. Who listens to me? Doing? I don't know. First pit stop.
See, this is what's funny.
First pit stop is Timothy O'Connor in the 14th spot.
See, and this is what's funny is that, Corey, I know you know this, but this is especially true at triple bypass. So one of the things we as broadcasters have to keep in mind is that drivers will turn on the stream in the background sometimes and listen, because we'll say things that they need to know that they may not know otherwise. And triple bypass, a lot of drivers do that. So you end up in this moment where we call the strategy and they follow it. And I think that's exactly what just happened.
Potentially. But the top 14 didn't listen, so we'll see what happens. And Jeremy Brown is having catastrophic issues here. We're coming to 1 to green, so this is the worst time because you'd hate to have a black flag come out, be issued because of this. But either way, we're going to get back to green. It's going to come back to existence. It's not going to come back to existence. Sean Bradley doesn't know who he's racing with, where he's racing, or what to race, but he's trying to do it nonetheless. Big gap from first to third here as we got about 10 laps to go in the stage.
Yeah, and at this point, it's just a sprint race to the stage going through. If you're Sean Bradley in this situation, honestly, I would just sort of settle in. I wouldn't force the issue going through. I would just, kind of let Jeremy Brown Houdini his way in and out of first place as we go through. Steve McClendon looks to be trying to make a move there in that silver car in the background, trying to get a dive down through past Mike Weida. We know McClendon's quick, right? Like, that is a thing that has been known about McClendon.
He is the points leader.
Let's see what he can do here.
Yeah, he hasn't been, I'm going to relate him to Kyle Larson in the sense that, started the season hot and then kind of has just been kind of average, I'd say, mid-season, at least as of late from what I remember watching. So having a better run. Herzog, I think he's on fresh tires, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, he's not, but he's just showing some mid-race pace. First driver on tires. Currently is O'Connor, which, here's what he's doing here, Brad. He's keeping the stickers on these tires. He's not running them hard, because that way when the stage flips, he is in the ideal situation. I got my driver's hat back on here as here we come, 4 laps to go at the stage. Sean Bradley says, forget the, that's what the F stands for, forget the blinking, I'm going for it.
Yeah, watch Sean Bradley here trying to get a run down the inside, going to send it through. Can he make this stick as Jeremy Brown's on the high line running through? Out of 4, down into 1 they go, side by side yet again. Set this up, keep digging, do what you can here. And Sean Bradley not able to clear yet. Brad Kress going to start closing in. Sean Bradley has to settle back in. So Sean Bradley seems to be having a problem getting passes completed here as for another lap coming through, lap 73 of 200. He'll stay behind.
There's someone in the fence there, and remember here in triple bypass, this is going to be the white flag coming to the start of 75. They kind of call the stages a lap early, so this is the white flag for the stage, and he's probably going to have one shot, one opportunity to seize everything he's ever wanted, and he's going to retort and just stay back in line. It'll be a 1, 2, 3. Jeremy Brown from the pole going to get himself a stage win here at Bristol.
Yeah, great run there for Jeremy Brown to go through as we see battles further back continue, finish themselves out as we go under caution. Everybody at this point, if you didn't pit last caution, so what, the top 11 there plus a couple more, they're going to have to pit, go in, and they'll shuffle to the back of the field, which, I mean, if there's anything to watch from Sean Bradley, that's probably not what you want to do, honestly. You probably don't want to be in that position of being further back in the field, because it seems like passing is just not going anyone's way right now.
Yeah, and the old Bristol slider, especially here in the next gen, because the next gen is so much faster and there's so much on throttle time. The old Bristol dive bomb we used to see doesn't really work anymore. That doesn't work when you're going quick. You need that off throttle time as there goes Hopkins to get back on the lead lap. And that'll put him 20th of 20 lead lap drivers. But everybody coming into the pits for the first time. We'll see if anybody has to peel off on the back stretch. But this is the best place to make passes when you're in the pits. Don't speed. Don't overshoot your box. Don't accidentally take a fast repair that you don't mean to. That happens quite a bit here at Bristol and some of these short tracks.
Everybody so far, 4 tires in, out,
Kress gets himself a spot.
Yeah, and that's going to be important for Kress there coming out in P10. Sean Bradley dropping back that other position. But here's the thing for Kress. He's going to get past Houdini now in the 46. Let's see what happens is, well, Parasini has found his way up to the front in a PTR TV car. So, yeah, Parasini really playing the Houdini, disappearing, but now is leading here 38 laps in on his stint. So he has really pulled the ultimate switcheroo.
Absolutely here, and you can see there on the ticker, the top 7 are on older tires, and Pericini on the oldest of them. So we'll see what happens. Bristol is a track that wheel spin is very, very easy to get here, as I think drivers are trying to get themselves sorted out here, penalties and whatnot. We are on 1 to go, and it looks like we have re-engaged double file restarts for this second stage of the race. Timothy O'Connor with the ultimate fresh tires to the outside. Pericini gets a good jump, highest that Dylan Freeman's been, but he didn't get a restart whatsoever there, as the Corgi leader himself, Ryan Hyatt, looking to the inside of him off a 2.
Yeah, that was a big check up there from the outside line. I think they were expecting a little bit longer on the run, but Pericini with a great restart there coming through. Timothy O'Connor is going to say, oh boy, trying to get past Pericini. Let's see what he can do here, going around down the inside, holding on while he can out of 4. And just keep that battle alive for a little bit, but for a short time, the PTR TV car is in the lead. We'll see how long it stays.
I won't even say for a short time. I would have thought if he was the 20-lap tires, would have been an instant pass, but I guess apparently not. Here we go in a little bit further back. I was going to say is Corey the passer, the passee. He is the passee, as it looks like Corner and the Woo Mobile have since made a move by him. Going a little bit further up, Marty Rogers, haven't spoke of him here today, currently battling with Weta. That is 9th and 10th on the board, with Robinson looking outside there in the 11th spot.
Yeah, watching everybody sort of shuffle their way through, work things out, get things comfortable here. That double file restart really proven to sort of spark a couple battles that we may not have seen otherwise. Here's the Alani car trying to chase past.
Is that
some Dr. Pepper car?
No, is that some fancy bougie drink that I've never had before? Energy drink? Or?
It's an energy drink. It's one of the 70,000 energy drinks that have emerged since. Oh, is that Hyatt?
If I could find him, yeah, he had an issue. And we'll sort out what the issue was. It wasn't an issue worthy of a caution. That's Sean Bradley behind him. And
Pink.
No, that was just air. Come on.
Was that an airstrike on the court?
Quite literally. Good save.
He's going to visit the Rafter Turn 4 Snack Shack.
There's a little bit of wall there.
Break here mid-race.
There's a little bit of wall to his advantage there. That helped him save that car, but he is still on the lead lap, 9 seconds in arrears. Last car in the train right now. Michael Hopkins, who did get the free pass, has lost a lap again. Not quite sure how that came into be, but either way is what it is. Pericini still leading this down with O'Connor, Harmon, and Brown, 3rd and 4th. The freshest of the tires being Jeremy Brown in that number 46, and then Sean Bradley trying to make that pass. He wants to be the freshest tires. He wants to charge through the field. But Brown is just making sweet, sweet love to that wall all race.
Yeah, Sean Bradley just in that frustrating second fiddle position there to Jeremy Brown yet again. Tried to send it up the inside, couldn't make it stick. And I mean, look at this. Harmon with a great defense here, going through, holding off behind as he runs through. Of course, Harmon Racing, the unofficial sponsor of this race, is the Corgis. Do appreciate the Matt Harmon support here for working with getting Bristol sent through. You'll see more about Harmon Racing here a little bit later in the year. They'll come through and get more love shown as they deserve, honestly. Whoa! Big wiggle from Pericini there on the exit.
Yeah, we saw that one live. I won't cut back to it, but either way, Pericini on those older tires, just a little bit too much yaw and a yeed on corner exit there. And that allows Timothy O'Connor to take the O lead here on lap number 93. Harmon looking high as a lane is there, and he says if the lane's there, I'm going to fill it. But couldn't get the run, but here comes the fresher tires and, to be honest, the faster car of Jeremy Brown looking to the inside, but Sean Bradley trying to find, as I said, setting a pick, finding a way to sneak by that number 46/07.
Watch out for Brad Kress as well, as they all sort of congest up in the field the same way my sinuses are from this new paint in this room. They are all going to sort of bottle up and try to find things through. Are we 3 wide behind the Jumbotron? We went 3 wide for a second.
No.
And Brown's into the wall. He smacked that wall like it owed him money and keeps it going there.
Smacked that like Akon back in a 2006 banger song there. Smacked that all on the floor. Smacked that something else. I can't remember the lyrics to it. But either way,
give me some more.
Yes. Oh, smack that till he might be a little sore after that one. Contact as he was in the middle sent him into the outside wall and down to the 7th position. I would not have expected you to finish the lyric to that song. I am actually impressed with you.
That's such a good song. Give me a break here. That's a great song. 3 wide. I don't like it. I don't like 3 wide. I like an Akon song, but I don't like 3 wide. And okay, these guys are starting to get my blood pressure up here, and we're just half race distance.
Well, these drivers are in a pack. They certainly are not lonely looking for somebody to call their own here. Nobody is running by themselves. They are all in a pack. Mind you, I will not be here in 2 weeks, Brad, because I'm going to a late 90s, early 2000s hip-hop concert. So all these songs will refresh in my memory live. As a caution, will interrupt things. Bud Light. Can't park there, Bud. Bud. Because there's Bud.
I thought you did that on purpose. So
that was a happy little accident.
Let's see here. Okay, Bob Ross. Let's see what happened here with old Bud as he goes through, and just again the snap on the corner exit coming through, and then look at the skid marks there as he holds on and
who went to the reaction school of Michael Hopkins there?
That was Michael Seymour.
Apparently, if you're Michaels don't have reflexes today. We need to get one of those little knee tap things and give them to everybody named Michael here today. That you get at the doctor's office.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. So coming through on board with Seymour, and again, exits, probably reached up to rub his eyes and then had no clue what was going on.
I know, Brad, you're watching on a feed, but I heard the engine. He didn't back off. He was full send. He was full all the tomatoes, all the biscuits, all the beans, all the go loud pedals. Yeah. Guys, Corey's back. I'm going to roast you. I'm going to put you in the smoker. I'm going to set you at 350, and I'm just going to let you sit in there for 8 hours. I'm back, bro. So,
listen, we gave them a week of peace
with a British guy and a guy who doesn't know oval racing, but they did a bang up job.
Yeah, I gotta say, I work with Patrick every Wednesday, and I kind of got to debrief with him Wednesday before Elbows Out, and I asked him, and he's really been enjoying this league. Again, Patrick, who I know through Formula One, and will openly admit oval racing is not his forte, and like I know oval racing isn't my number one thing, but I still have a pretty good knowledge of it and how things work. Patrick, to his defense, genuinely thought that the Camry was a Corolla, and I think he was calling the Chevy
a Corvette.
A Corvette for a little bit, because that's what they are in road racing. So, but genuinely, his knowledge has become very impressive in the little bit of racing he's covered, and he really did enjoy covering this league. You might see him a little bit more here and there as it goes through, as he learns more oval knowledge and gets more comfortable going through. And then, of course, we all know Howie. Howie is just a beautiful person and loves triple bypass, raced in triple bypass, has sponsored races in triple bypass. So Howie has intimate knowledge of the league and has for years. And I met Howie through triple bypass. So I'm just saying, if there's anyone I trust to really know what's up, it's those two.
And you're trying to get me to cover more road. You're trying to put everybody out of their wheelhouse here. But that's what makes us all better at our jobs at the end of the day. But the green flag in the air for restart number however many it is. We are now past the halfway point in the Harman Corgi Airstrike Crazy 200 here at the Bristol Motor Raceplex. And O'Connor goes to the O-top. Sean F. Bradley is fine running that bottom of the racetrack, trying to make the pass. And then Parasini just trying to chill back there and see if he can hang up with him, but I don't think he can.
Are we going to get Parasini pirouettes tonight? That is really what I'm looking to see here. As Parasini rips the fence through, Brad Kress will send it down low, and they will hold side by side for the moment. And it looks like Kress will be able to clear Parasini. Parasini just trying to hold on up front. We're back through as well. The Alani got shaken up.
Well, let's hope that you weren't looking to drink that immediately. You'll have to let it sit on the shelf for about 30 minutes. Jeff Slaughter sideways is what I saw. Yeah, he was in the wall, 35.
And then that's
we were already wrecking. Let's go from our this camera. That's Woo.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have an inkling, and now we can paint the picture here.
It looks like almost two separate incidents. So Woo is going to say we and come around. And then my question is, did Woo cause this or was Woo reacting?
57 just dead sideways, really inexplicably.
Just going in and out there, trying to get a good burger.
You beat me to it.
Listen, he just happened to get smashed through there. Maybe not the burger he wanted, but the burger he got.
Never really understood the whole smash burger thing. I know that you get like a little crunchy thing on the. I don't get it. But either way, man,
Sonic has really good smash burgers. Like for real, Sonic Steak and Shake. Those are two really good smash burgers. And that's the only sort of food topic I'm going to bring up here is the Alani car will get a fresh one out of the fridge and then get going. Herzog is in. I see. Can't tell anyone else in there. Corner, Woo, Williams.
Yeah, we only saw one driver on the backstretch pits right now, so I don't know if everybody else has already retired or had their issues, but only saw that one driver on the back, and I already forgot who it was, to be bluntly honest with you. But either way, I think that is Jeremy Brown. Is he trying to get back in position here? So Marty Rogers is the first off the lead lap, 2 laps in arrears. Brad, I know it's probably late to do it on this caution, but given the ambiguous sponsoring of this event, I don't know who we're supposed to have a little word with.
It probably would be that. Well, we could still talk to Harmon. Harmon would be a good one to talk to. We can do that next caution though as we go through.
Next caution, because we're already telling you that there's going to be another caution. Right.
It's Bristol. It's Bristol, baby. Come on. Like, let's be honest. We all know what this is going to be. We all know what's going to happen. I don't have to sugarcoat it. It's Bristol on a Sunday night and some tricky handling cars that like to snap right to go left because Doc Hudson very clearly has a saying in this as we go through. Timothy O'Connor, the O stands for oh boy. Send it on through the Echo Park restart zone. We're green.
Yeah, that's my Mickey Mouse impression, but puberty doesn't let my voice go that high anymore. Green flag back in the air, waving like you just don't care. Off turn number 2 into the fence was, I think, 1 or 2 drivers potentially. Parasini on his demise here on those older tires, falling back through the field here. But here comes the battle for the lead. It's the battle of the OF, that being the middle initials. O'Connor and F. Bradley both going for the lead. 77 gets the run. I think O'Connor got loose to the middle and moved the 77 to the lead unless O'Connor can stick it to the top.
Let's see if there is a sticky situation to be found between those two cars, and that there is because that wall is sticking
Jared Jackson involved, as my kids like to say, because they've been playing a lot of Roblox lately. Womp womp.
Well,
oh no, the 77. Okay, let's unwind a little bit here. It looks that the 77 got loose, and as close as they were. Now he got loose, but did he get loose via contact or via just getting loose on his own? Let's see.
Well, it's not going to cost us $9.99 a month to find out.
He was loose on his own.
Yeah. Oh.
And then bad luck for everybody else. Jared Jackson.
And then Bristol just Bristols.
O'Connor again is still getting kerfuffled.
I don't think netcode was involved in there. Looking at it, I think that's genuinely just a light wiggle that led to a big moment.
In that moment, reactions were not to be at fault, as they have been a couple times here tonight. But because cautions are so quick here, Mr. Bradley, let's go ahead and have a word with our sort of pseudo race sponsor here, Mr. Harmon. I'll let you have a word with him.
Yeah, let's bring Harmon up in here and get him going. If I can work a Discord, and I can. Matt Harmon, sir, you are the race sponsor, even if you got hijacked by a certain Corgi. Matt, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, guys. How are y'all?
Not too bad. How's Bristol treating you, man? It seems tricky out there, all things considered.
Yeah, it's putting up a fight, which it always does, but we're going to hold in and see if we can finish up front today.
So I'm going to ask the $1 million question here, and you can refuse to answer, as is your legal right. How did the Corgis end up with tonight over Harmon Karting?
So they came to me. Of course, Ryan, this is his home track, so he wanted to sponsor Bristol, and I had already jumped on it before he could get it. So in a deal struck by Harmon Racing and Corgi, we decided not to airstrike Harmon so that he could have the race tonight.
I think that's valid. I think that is very, very good deal. Listen, man, I wanted to go. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go here? You got like 10 seconds.
Now, you guys for putting on a great broadcast and the admin for a good race.
Awesome. Good luck, man, and we'll catch up with you later.
Yep, appreciate it.
Well, that might be the quickest caution interview we've done.
Yeah, and a few words, which, Brad, you know me, those are my favorite kind of people. But either way, coming through 3 and 4 here, back to single file. And we'll see if that has any good standing to helping this race move along here, in the words of the All-American Rejects. Green flag in the air. Brad Kress, our race leader. And we will siphon through here, single file.
See here as they continue along and get this going. Everybody looks to be getting away pretty well here. A couple of side-by-side moments happening in the background. I think just outside of the top 10. I thought I saw 2 wide, maybe 3 wide if they were feeling froggy. Hopefully not too froggy too early on, as we've still got about 80 laps to get through coming around here and keeping everybody nice and together coming through. And let's see how that number 12 of Jackson handles. I mean, you can see the front end, you can see the back end, and they are not in the correct orientation.
Yeah, I would expect that car half off at the back of Lowe's in the dented and scratched section there, but he's going to carry on. Bristol lets you get away with a lot more of that, as Harmon just had a word with him. In fact, probably about 49 words if I had to put them all together. But he is underneath Ben Harcum. Harcum being intimate with the wall. And we'll stop those jokes there because I will get myself in trouble. But he's into the wall again. So Harcum is not enjoying. He's ruining that Corgi paint scheme, and they're going to have to buff that one out and save it for the next one.
Yeah, I have a feeling about ruining those Corgi schemes again, but it's free here on PTR TV unless you feel so inclined to donate. And, you know, we are pushing for 1,800 subs. I think we're at 1,738 if I checked right. Hey, what's up? Hello. And chasing 1,800 down, looking pretty good here. But yeah, keep that Corgi paint scheme clean, buddy. Come on now. We worked hard on those cars with Slaughter. Oh,
and McClendon was running very low. I don't know if he must have got loose off of 4. I saw him all the way down on the yellow line, which not a Bristol line, but let's go under caution. Okay, Kyle Busch. Let's just watch the struggle a little bit before we watch the wreck. There we go. Okay, he's good. But
I thought he was, yeah, you and me thought he was doing the same thing.
Oh, so the 29 just decided to chastain the fence, and that didn't work. And
he said,
that
hey, bud.
happened. This one's for you. So let's go and follow the cat situation here.
So I think Cat was just, I think the car's just tight at that point. The car just looks really tight for a lot of these guys.
Now that was inch close there. I mean, you could put netcode as a blame for about an inch of that, but I would say that was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I agree. Regardless of what was going on, netcode or not, that was happening here as we go through. Weeda's in the pits. Corey, Harcum, O'Connor, Williams is in. Looks like Sean Bradley came in.
No, he's getting. I think he's getting a free pass after that incident. Brad Kress leading laps for the first time tonight. McClendon. So basically, this race has been thrown on its head. The driver who has led the most laps here today, and the connection seems to have stabilized, and the right front is quite discombobulated, but that is Jeremy Brown, who's led 76, so that is just about half of the laps that we have run thus far. Where are we on track right now? So we'll just do I'm just going to do a super quick through the field here. We got Brad Kress leading this down, McClendon in second, Matt Harmon third, Ryan Hyatt, the Corgi leader, in fourth, Jeremy Brown in fifth, Avril Dylan Freeman up to sixth, Michael Hopkins in seventh, Parasini is in eighth, we have Elton Wu in ninth, and Jared Jackson in 10th. Josh Corner in 11th, Herzog in 12th, Robinson in 13th. We got Weeda of the Mike variety in 14th, Timothy O'Connor in 15th, the boss man Al Corey in 16th, and we have Benson the Burger Man in 17th. No, that's not Benson, is it? Who's the Burger Man here today? Is that Naj?
No, it's Benson.
Oh, he is the Burger Man. Harcum in 18th, Bradley in 19th, the Plow King. Marty Rogers, this bud's for you, 20th. Then we have Dan Williams, we got Tex, and we got Derek Catt. Those are the 23 drivers still on track. Dewey, Slaughter, and Seymour have since quit.
Yeah, and Slaughter hanging out in YouTube chat said top 5 car left talent in the pits tonight, which I disagree with, but nevertheless, we'll go single file restart here at Bristol. Brad Kress in the lead, McClendon in second, which is, again, a weird spot for him. Let's see if McClendon can claw his way forward, and Matt Harmon there third, and look at the Corgi with a dive down the inside.
Yeah, try to make that inside lane work, but see if the side-by-side will continue. Harmon eats the fence. Freeman eats the fence. You'd think it was free samples at the Chinese food place at the mall with as many people who are hitting the fence and eating free samples of it there, but they'll try to keep those cars intact. Still about a third of this race left to go here. Going a little bit further back and find some side-by-side. We have Weeda and we have Robinson in 13th and 14th, and then here we go up for third. It's Hyatt McClendon.
Yeah, Hyatt trying to work his way there around the high side there. And guys, stop eating the fence. Benson has burgers, courtesy of the Corgi Airstrike course. So he could be grilling out for the winners after this. We'll see what happens here as we go through.
Harmon.
Ow, big hit to the wall there.
If it's free samples from the Chinese food spot, if you give me some General Gao, I'm the biggest burger fan you'll ever meet, but believe me, I'll take some General Gao over a burger. I'm just saying.
What is General Gao? I haven't had that.
It's just spicy chicken tender balls. That's all it is.
Is it General Tso's?
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. General TSO. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, so.
Why did I say Gao? I don't know. I don't know. I'm making up food here. As who is in the... apparently everybody wants the free samples. We're going to start running out of Chinese food. We might have to start doing burger samples here. Harcum is going to run out of burger samples. We'll have to start doing some, I don't even know. We'll need some more free samples here because everyone's eating the fence and eating us out of inventory.
Some Dr. Pepper samples next. Just pull a Sam's Club and pour it into a cup.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I used to work at Dunkin'. We did coffee samples every now and then. Woo into the fence, and ahead of that, I see sparks flying off of Jeremy Brown, and I don't think he's playing Taylor Swift, but sparks are certainly flying off that 46. I can't figure out if that's netcode or if that's just damage causing the car to do that, but either way, it is certainly making things look a little interesting as Parasini follows him 5th and 6th respectfully.
I think it's set up on the high line because he's been doing that since race start, even when he was up front. You know, if you go back to the top of the broadcast, he was doing that earlier on. So I think it's just when the guys get real high up there, that is what happens here as we ride on board with that number 24, Parasini, who is not a fan of Chase Elliott, I have found out through the woodworks of the fun of the day, is he's going to send it down the inside, try to get a run through. Let's see if he can send Brown back, and he's going to squeeze him off the exit there, come through, and yeah, it looks like he'll clear him there.
Yep.
He gave him that squeeze.
Yeah, he did the old diver, and I think that Brown saw it coming and didn't really see the need to fight it. We're going all the way back to the back because this is where the battles have been. Harcum and Al Corey. This is 17th and 18th, and Harcum, at this point, bro, you may have just become a wall because he is. But every third lap, you'd think that right front, how is there anything left to it? But he is chugging along.
I mean, if you're Harcum, you know, just leave some paint on the wall. It's okay. You'll work through it there going through. Slaughter will paint you up another car, and we'll go for another one here as the pickle car is at a pickle here with in and out behind. Let's see here what they can do against Brown. No Code Brown. There's the Code Brown. Oh, 3 wide at Bristol. I don't like it.
No me gusta. As they go 3 wide, and they're bouncing, they're banging, they're beating, they're dooring, and now they're wrecking.
And who's going to the turn 4 Shake Shack? A lot of cars.
Oh, yeah, we're stacked up. You'd think we got a Lego store over here. We are stacked up. Benson all the way to the top of the racetrack. There's Cat again. Let's go back.
That is perfect. Let's see. I mean, that was...
Herzog
into
Weta there.
Netcode definitely was in there because I could fit an entire Lego store between those 2 cars in the corner.
All right, let's take a look at that yellow car to the inside. Nope. All right, a little bit of
right
no,
there.
that would have happened. If there was netcode, it was an inch. Let's get closer. Let's get closer. Let's get intimate. We've been doing that all night here today.
I feel like we're going to have to pay for it at this point. Doggone, man.
99 cents a minute, bro. All right. Let's go slow motion here.
Slow motion around the Bristol. Let's see what happens.
Is this netcode or is this natural? He goes a boopa here, and then he goes a boopa down to here. Come on.
Coming into the corner, this is where it...
Right? Nope, that happened. That happened. I refuse to believe otherwise.
Okay. I want to argue for the sake of arguing, but I know it's not worth it.
Stephen A. Smith and who's the other guy that he kicked out that always...
Oh, God.
Oh my God, who was that other guy that he got his own show that Stephen A. Smith? Oh my God.
YouTube chat, save us. Save us, YouTube.
It was Stephen A. and there was this guy who was so good at debating and he came back with facts and he could never win an argument just on yelling. Oh my God, it's going to bother me. Max Kellerman. That's what we're doing, you know. You can argue for the sake of arguing, but I don't think that was
or was it Shannon Sharp?
No, Shannon Sharp was FS1. But yeah, because Max Kellerman, he literally ended up getting his own show. Stephen A. kicked him off because he beat him in debates. And even it was funny, even in the NBA Finals, they told Stephen A., you can't just win arguments because you're loud. they said it on they said it on national TV. It was actually a surprise that they would do that. But Ryan Hyatt, the Corgi leader, the Corgi master, the leader of the Cuckoo Bin, he is leading this race at the Bristol Motor Raceplex. 50 laps on his tires. Fresh tires start around the 12th spot with Mr. Brad Kress. 47 laps to go. That's about 10 minutes of action here at Bristol. Let's have a single file restart.
Benson's Burger Bonanza running through here, and I tell you what, that damn dog. Of course he's in the lead here. Elton Wu looking like he's going to be trying to keep it together here. Try to keep a grilled pickle up on the podium places as Jeremy Brown gets around his outside and works that through. In-N-Out versus Sonic. Who's the better burger? Well, that is a debate for another time. But right now it looks like Herzog probably going to have a run on Wu here pretty soon. If Wu can fight Brown back the inside, gets through Wiggle, but they keep it side by side.
Something I'm interested in, Brad, is I think that these drivers are stuck from a pit stop perspective as a high-low elevator move and then a dive bomb slider thrown by Jeremy, but he cannot clear, falls back in line. Big wiggle from Wu. Herzog is going to have some momentum. That's Jared Jackson behind him on a recovery tour. Into the fence here is Herzog, but I don't think they're going to be able to pit again, and the reason I'm interested in that is you'd think Jeremy Brown would have wanted to use that fast repair, but he may have to leave that back up on the wall with that damaged right front.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, too, if you're Brown, because you could really use a better handling race car, and I say that really is affecting the handling, but looks like keeping it through is the wall combo is still coming through side by side. Look at this. Squeeze like you're making orange juice coming through, but Jeremy B. Brown will hold on for the moment.
Yeah, he will hang on, and then Harcum ripping the outside of the racetrack here. He ate more wall than someone who ate a lot of wall. I think he hit it about every other lap. I'd love to see his incident tracker as he's in the fence again, but he, I think, has fresher tires. He's stuck, though, in that number 78. They're side by side ahead of him, and he's just trying to find a lane, find a place to go. And when they're side by side, where do you go? You can't really go 3 wide, but you can hit the wall.
Eat more wall than a fat kid eats fudge rounds. I mean, look at this as Harcum comes through. I mean, really just going
contact.
through.
Brown into Weeda and big jump.
And there it is. That's 3 cars out. Caution. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Benson again. O'Connor in it. O'Connor got big junk. And so this seemed like a multifaceted incident here, so we'll follow this as closely as we can. It started off with the slider down. Weeda. See that slider gone bad. O'Connor just got cremated there on the inside. And then there goes Benson. Benson went... These drivers all went to the Michael Hopkins School of Reactions here, so... And I say this lovingly, but you know,
you see, guys, what you do.
Look at all this time. That was bad luck, but he was also going way too fast for it. So,
however,
I expect to get roasted in Discord after this, unless you tell me that I'm wrong in any way, Brad.
What I'm going to tell O'Connor is that when you spin a car, you see what you do with that right foot is you pivot it from the gas to the brake, and you hold the brake pedal.
No,
I will say
no. Let's be ableist to all skill sets here. You could also use your left foot because a lot of drivers run with two pedals.
You know what? That is a good point. Yeah. However, if you're running 2 pedals, I question your sanity.
Or you could use the square button on your controller. Some drivers use that. You could use the left trigger, which could be the brake. There are drivers who need to use that. You know, our pal Andre.
Or I guess ring and pinky fingers if you're running like a Formula One rim for some reason.
There are touch controls in iRacing, so you could use the touch control section of your tablet if you're using that. There are ways to slow your vehicle down. So yeah, Brad, let's what's your caution guess? I don't think we've played that tonight.
Well, I think the bet was 12. I'm going to say we're at least a decade's worth, 10.
So is that your number?
Well, I'm going to tell you 10, but I think we're going to hit 12 by the end of the race.
I'm going to say we're at 11 currently, but I feel like I'm over. And cue the Steve Harvey that I will get on screen one of these rakes. Survey says 12. We were both under. So
well then.
And
that's unusual for us.
It's not unusual for us to be wrong. Cue the Tom Jones there. Just do my little Carlton dance in the background. But will Ryan Hyatt win the Corgi Airstrike 200? 34 more laps around Bristol. And we'll find out. Single file restart. Elton Wu in the Sonic Mobile getting surpassed perhaps by Herzog, who's looking high down into turn number 3. Jared Jackson, he is on a comeback charge trying to make something happen in that 12 car.
It's a battle of the burgers in the podium places. I mean, you have Benson's Burger Bash from the Corgi up front, and then you've got In-N-Out and Sonic second, third. I don't know what more you could really want from Bristol here at this point. As side by side they go, where they stop, well, they're going to stop in about 32 laps here as they go around. And, well, the 5 is going to try to hold off the 12. Is Jackson here, not Michael Jackson, but Jared Jackson will say hee and make his way around the outside.
And he's not sorry, Miss Jackson. He is for real. And I don't know if he's making anybody cry, but he's not going to apologize for it. But Ben Harcum, Captain Wallpants here, 78. And now Matt Harmon, he's taking the Ben Harcum strategy here. Let me just ride the wall. And I'm not ride the wall. Let me just hit the wall. There is a tangible difference here. But we are side by side. Kress, Wu, and Jackson. Jackson has got by all of them. He will set his sights on Herzog, about a second and a half off of the race lead, and they are trying so hard to wreck, and luckily they have evaded it for the time being behind that.
For the time being the operable sense here.
God.
As McClendon's going to squeeze his way through. Harcum,
is this intentional at this point? Like, is this his strategy? Like,
is he trying to chastain it? Like, that's the only thing I can think of, is that he's trying to chastain, or he's knocked that right front so far out of alignment that he can't do anything else but sort of just muscle it.
Like, this is the strat. I am just gonna go full as fast as I can, and the wall is my bumper. That is the Ben Harcum strategy to this racetrack right now.
He's running a Corgi car, so maybe his butt just itches and he's just trying to scratch it. That's the only thing I can think of
I hate
otherwise.
when that happens. I didn't want to get personal into it, but we all have that issue.
A little bit of carpet burn there, but I guess from concrete on a race car, I'm sure it works fine.
Right? Lucy, he'll save it. Right front is a little discombobulated, but we continue on green. McClendon into the wall. Bradley into the wall. I mean, I don't know why any of this is a surprise to me at this point. Going a little bit further back, you had Al Corey, who I think he has the cleanest looking car of anybody at this juncture, getting to the inside of Dylan Freeman off turn number 2. Not missing anything up front. We'll let you know if anything happens up there.
Yeah, trying just to not make things complicated here as the Canadian Tire car goes down the inside, like two trailer park girls, not around the outside, down the inside, and gets through there. That 5 of Elton Wu is looking a little deflated now. It's not a woo, it's a woo going through, and he's kind of falling down the wayside here, down the order, as we see a lot of guys getting down real low there. Not from the window to the wall, but from the wall to the wall, going very low off the racing line, going laps down here.
Yeah, drop it low, girl. Drop it low, girl. That's what they are doing there, staying out of the way, which is the respectful thing to do at this juncture. But going up front, we have a battle on our hands. The Burger Bonanza Ryan Hyatt Mobile and the In-N-Out Burger 57 of Mark Herzog having battles here to be had. The race lead is separated by less than half a car length, and now it is time to mirror drive like your life depends on it if you're that 7 car.
Yeah, if you are the 7, you're in a great position right now, I'd argue, because I think I would want to be the car in front at this point, because it's been hard to pass. And I mean, if Herzog just keeps, sending the car into the wall there, it's going to make Hyatt's life a little bit easier here. We'll see what the Corgi can do here in time as he holds on. But back in the back here, I mean, look at this. The 5 of Wu getting passed by Wida, and then Harmon's going to try to send it around like it's go-kart racing again down the inside. Let's see what can be found for him. Is I think Elton Wu at this rate is probably going to be lucky for a top 10.
Nice 6th, 3.5 seconds back. Realistically, O'Connor in 10th is 6 seconds back. I thought I saw some contact there just as I cut the shot. But nothing came of it, luckily, here at this juncture. 17 laps to go at Bristol. That's only about 3-4 minutes worth of racing. I brought up on the stint graphic on the ticker. Don't know if you guys saw it at home, but part of the reason Hyatt is struggling to hold the lead is his tires are about 15 laps older than what Herzog has, and that is tangible, but the difference in speed required, never mind.
Okay, Hyatt with a lifesaver there, because here's the thing that's now going to happen for Hyatt. He jumps the restart and goes. What caused this caution? Well, it's the 16, and what happened to him? He's highline, he's round, and ouch.
That looked blazingly similar to the first caution of the race. Different drivers.
Similar to what you did Thursday night.
No, I was the guy on the top. If I had a way to show that replay, I would. Yeah, I was the guy at the top. Corey was on the bottom. And
all right,
you could say I drifted down. You could say he drifted up. We won't bring that up because I want to keep my job. But is it enough laps to pit? As I go through puberty in the middle of that sentence, Al Corey says yes. Steve McClendon says yes. Hopkins says yes. They are going to have fresh tires, but they're only going to have maybe 10 laps to use it. Probably 7 laps of green flag. We can go into OT if we need to. But, like you said, if this is... So let's put it this way. If this is a single file restart, that is the number one thing Herzog could pray for. This is a double file restart. I think Hyatt has it in the bag.
I think this is going to be a single file because our last restart was single file, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know why this one wouldn't, unless admin really want to pull a Formula One card and FIA and just, really shake things up on the fly and generate some fun. I would think this will be a single file restart to the end.
Yeah, so it will. I mean, the advantage still lies in the 7's hands here because of just the nature of being the leader and how difficult it is reacting and getting up to speed from the second position. So they'll still be in the advantageous spot, and barring a huge mistake or just a tire cliff that has yet to be achieved, I think Herzog's going to have to rough him up, or it's going to take just a massive mistake, as difficult as it's been to pass.
I don't see a massive mistake coming, though. That's the thing is, if you're actually, it's the Corgi. I can't say anything. I could see something coming. It's the Corgi. It's unpredictable. It's just, I think at this point you grab a nice ice cold Dr. Pepper and you buckle in.
Now we'll see what happens here, as things will get spicy or Dr. Peppery or maybe animal style. We'll figure out what happens here in just a few laps into that Echo Park restart zone. Barney gets him going, and I'll tell you, Herzog stayed pretty close as you can expect as the green flag is in the air. And now we'll get up to speed. Another heat cycle on the tires, some more smoke from wall contact, and can Ryan hang on?
Well, let's find out here across the line. They go down to 10 laps to go and 9 laps to go, actually, across the line. And coming out of 2, looking good here. And all he's got to do is, you kind of hit this weird spot if you're in Hyatt's position. Do you look forward? Do you look back? Do you look forward? Do you look back? And I think if you're Hyatt, really, you need to just look forward and not think about it here, because Snoopy is going to be right on your tail here, and let's see what can happen here when the dogs battle it out.
Yeah, maybe Snoopy will shake his tail feather here. That's actually what I'm seeing in concert, Nelly. But 7 laps to go here at Bristol. That's about 1 minute and 40 seconds to hold your breath and to pray that there's not another caution flag. Here comes O'Connor to the inside of Harmon. This is about 7th and 8th position here. Fresh tires have not really gotten through the field. Steve McClendon in that silver car first on fresh tires from that caution flag, as we now come to 5 laps to go. Gap stable around 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, let's see here. Hyatt, Herzog, and Kress. Top 3. Kress ripping the wall there. These two running about mid. I'd say upper midline as they go through, but Hyatt chopping it down a little bit, coming through across the line, and still looking like he's holding on here. 4 laps to go around this Coliseum, and that is going to be about 60 seconds of racing left to go. 45 seconds by the time they hit the line. And I can finish this sentence here, Corey.
And that's all if nothing happens here in this pack of side-by-side racing. If you are Hyatt, you want nothing to happen. Wu nearly into O'Connor there, but they will all manage to get themselves sorted out here. Coming to 2 laps to go. I'll say Herzog has gotten a little bit closer. 2 laps to go. Mile of racing. I don't see it, but it's still potentially there. And can we make it to the white?
And coming through, if they hit the white flag, the next flag ends it. And we've just got to see him go through. White flag around the Corgi. Will stick his nose out front, go through, and half a mile of racing to go. Make it a quarter mile of racing as they exit out of 2.
Herzog nearly into the fence there. He's going to try to do a send it move to the inside, a little bit too far back. Hyatt will win the Corgi Airstrike 200. The Corgi leader wins the Corgi event.
Bork. I tell you now, the Corgis are going to be feeling good about it. Celebratory burgers at Benton's Burger Bash off of the Turn 4 Snack Shack. After the race, ice cold Dr. Peppers to be served. Maybe a Dr. Pepper float if you really wanted one. Let's see here. Will Hyatt burn it down? Will he burn it down? He better burn it down. And there we go. The Corgi's going to leave the skid marks on the race and not on your rug.
Or other garments of choice, but either way, while he burns it down, let's start our post-race show here and let you know where your favorite drivers may have started and finished here today. The fireworks there off of turn number 2, just to add a little flair to today's finish. Our race results are as follows. The final margin of victory being 0.2 of a second over Herzog. Kress in 3rd. Jared Jackson, a good recovery, gets 4th. Weeda was all over the place today, but still gets a top 5. O'Connor in 6th. McClendon, our points leader, in 7th. Hopkins, Al Corey managed a top 10 out of today's deal, and Elton Wu with a solid 10th.
From there we go, P11, which was Sean Bradley, Matt Harmon, P12, Marty Rogers, P13, Dylan Freeman in 14th, Joshua Corner in P15. Tex Nichols, the series sponsor there with Nichols Oil Pros in P16, Daniel Williams, P17. The Cat found his way into a perfect P18, Ben Harcum 19th, and Matthew Robinson in P20, and not too many drivers left here.
Yeah, we got Jeremy Brown, we got Jason Benson, Matt Parasini, Kyle Dewey, Slaughter, and Michael Seymour rounding out our finishing result here today. Into the fence doing a burnout here, maybe trying to make sure that thing passes tech, is Ryan Hyatt here, but I will, this is your event more than it is mine, Brad. I'll let you talk to the leader himself, Mr. Ryan.
Hey, Corgi.
Hey, man, how's it going?
It's pretty good for me. You got Corgi Airstrike Corporation at the top, man. How you feeling from 22nd to 1st?
That was pretty wild. I don't know if y'all caught that one spin. I don't know. I think it was like right after stage, but holy cow.
We caught a lot of them up here, man. So talk me through just kind of your race in general, how things felt. I mean, you know, obviously tonight pretty fun, and it's a home race for you. You know, just kind of talk me through your race.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to try to keep the fenders on it and not really rough anybody up or get roughed up in the process. And that was really the only goal of the night. And then I was like, well, if I just take care of my tires, then maybe I can just short pit and then finish out in the stage. And then spun to start the stage and then went in and took tires. And I was like, okay, unless I really have to, I'm not coming back in. So I was like, well, let's go ride it out. And then it ended up working.
Ryan, man, it's so good to see you up here with a win going through. Kind of, you know, what are we thinking for the Corgi Airstrike Corporation? Also, any more airstrikes incoming that we're not aware of?
I don't know if I can really let you know about that one yet.
All right, fair enough. Well, dude, it's awesome to see the Corgi up front and see the win coming from you. Since you kind of have this one, you get the win. Corgi's on top. Anyone you want to thank or shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, just want to thank everybody that puts this on, and thank you guys for being in the booth every week. Y'all do a great job, so I just want to come out and have some fun.
Awesome, man. Congratulations on the win. The Benson Burger Bonanza. Obviously, we're going to go to the Turn 4 Snack Shack. I'll meet you there with some Dr. Peppers after the race.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but Benson just got a lot of burgers.
I did see that. And for those of you who aren't in Discord, it looks like about 24 burgers plus some vegan burgers, thinking of Naj. And a 24 pack of Dr. Pepper. So party at his house, right?
That's right.
All right. Awesome, Ryan, man. Congrats. I'll catch up with you later, man.
All right. See y'all. Thank y'all.
And second place, we'll bring up into the booth. We got Herzog here. Mark, you had chaotic race. You were in the thick of the hornet's nest for a lot of it, but you made moves and ultimately passed it at Bristol. Just a little bit too difficult here. Settles for second. Just kind of summarize your night for us.
Yeah, Bristol's gonna Bristol. Got I think Jared had a little net code and that got us involved in that one, and then the other one I was involved in, I slid up just ever so slightly into Weeda's door. I gotta apologize for that, but after that, I could get to Wyatt, but there was no way I was going to get around him. I think he was able to save a little bit more tire than I was.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of talk about how the next gen kind of battled you, the struggles that you had. Of course, Bristol is hard to pass either way. We saw some guys struggling on corner exit. Saw guys ripping the bottom, saw guys right on the bottom of the track. Where did you find the most comfort, getting that 57 around the track tonight?
Yeah, for me, it was middle top. It was the best for me. That's where I was running the best. I could run a couple of laps down on the bottom, but I just couldn't really get it to drive off. Otherwise, I probably would have spun it.
Yeah, well, either way, you did a great job in terms of the playoff picture here. I'm just trying to look here. I think you are on the win and in list, if anything. But where do you stand in terms of confidence heading forth into the subsequent weeks after tonight?
Yeah, I'm hoping to show up for the playoff races and show well for myself. I don't think I'm going to be in. I had to miss too many races, but these guys are running a really good series here with Benson and McClendon running the Arc Edmonds and TBP running the series, and you guys put in a really nice broadcast for us. And I got to thank my wife Linda for letting me come out here and spend some time with you fine young gentlemen.
All right, absolutely. My wife lets me do this too. So we thank the women, but congrats on a good run today, man, and we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
And then we'll let you talk to Mr. Brad Kress with Mr. Brad.
Brad, it's Brad. How you doing, man? Brad to Brad. I do not believe Brad Kress is available for an interview.
Yeah, his mic was muted and then it unmuted, so we will can't say we didn't.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there we go. Take 3.
There we
Just
go.
We were about to bail.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have my push to talk set up.
No, you're all good, dude. Man, good run there. Started second, finished third. Running through. How you feeling about Bristol after 200 laps of airstrike action?
I really like Bristol. It's, I guess my home track, but we were in good shape with like 50 to go when I was out in the lead. I was just saving my tires, and then that caution came out and I started to stay out, but I seen how that worked out earlier in the race for some guys. I was like, I better get some tires. And then I just burnt the rough run off of it, trying to come back up through the field. Didn't have anything for them.
It was, interesting to watch. A lot of guys, it seemed like, were having a lot of issue on corner exit. How'd the car feel for you, Brad, going through? I don't think you got too many hits there of the right front. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but, how'd the car feel for you? Was it tight, loose?
Mine, after the tires would start to wear out a little bit, it was really loose on exit. If I was on the bottom, that's why I had to move up to the middle and the top lane, because coming off the bottom, I almost wrecked 2 or 3 times.
And kind of looking through here at the points and looking at your playoff run, you're currently sitting 4th in points coming into tonight, and it looks like you'll still be there, all things considered. How are you feeling about the run for trying to get a playoff win?
Well, that was really why I showed up tonight, was trying to get a win to get into the playoffs, because I forgot that these guys even done the playoffs in this series. And then I think Hyatt kind of spoiled that, because I don't think he had won yet. So now he has a win. So that's one less spot to fill.
Absolutely. Well, Brad, man, it was awesome to get to catch up with you. Congrats on the P3, and we'll catch up with you, I'm sure, more as the season winds down.
All right, fellas, y'all have a good one.
Yep.
You too, Brad. Thanks, man.
All right, so that'll wrap up our post-race show. So, Brad, I just got to wrap up on this. We were rough on these guys tonight. We beat up on them. But ultimately, do we apologize? Did we roast too far tonight?
No, never. Never do we roast too far.
All right, so you heard it from him. You heard it from me, guys. We don't apologize. So that means Discord's lit. That means Discord is lit. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe on our mission to 1,800 subscribers. We will be live on Tuesday with Area for the remainder of their season. Area Pro and Trucks Tuesday and Thursday. Elbows out on Wednesdays, and then we'll be back next week for the next round of Triple Bypass. That's going to be Corey and Brad signing out of the booth. Have a great night, and we will catch you next time.